Welcome to another episode of Everybody's Got Something. I'm your host, Seth Hoffman. Today on the show, we have Andrew Frauenglass, Inventor, and Jaime Lopez, aka Loony Loco Lopez, all-around entertainer and a heck of a nice guy. Let's get into it and have a good time. Andrew, pleasure to have you here. I can't wait to hear your life story, but I wonder if you could, first off, since we have these amazing things, tell us what are we looking at?
Seth, I'm glad you invited me. I'm so happy to be here. This is awesome.
Thank you.
Well, what I've got here is a knife that I invented quite a few years ago, and after I invented it, I wrote a patent, and this is sort of my pre-production prototypes.
Okay, so I imagine people are thinking like, what do you mean you invented a knife? Tell us about it.
Well, I met a knife maker, and he made standard folding knives, and I wanted to make a knife that was a little bit different, and so I came up with this. It's called a 4-bar linkage knife, and it's a 4-bar linkage in that you can see there's 4 pieces to the linkage right here, and so I've got a little lock right there, and so it locks both open and it locks closed, and so you can just flip it open like that, and it flips closed and locks.
Wow. So how did you envision this? I mean, because I've never seen anything like this.
Initially, I started working on paper, and I would make little paper models. And so I'd cut out the paper and put thumbtacks in it and move them back and forth. And then the first one, I ended up just hand cutting out these pieces, and then I used nails on the initial ones and just hammered them together with nails. Uh-huh. And I was actually able to make a working prototype, and I got really excited by that. And after that, I was inspired to make all these different designs.
Wow.
And so this is sort of a stubby model, but it's a very short blade, and you can grip the handle very nicely right there. And then this was one where it's got lots of finger grips right here. So you can, it feels good on your hand to grip those fingers.
So this is sort of a step-by-step where you're doing this, maybe it'd be cool to modify it in this way and modify it
Exactly. And this one is sort of the most basic standard design. I thought I need to make a knife that is just like every other knife, but it just works completely differently. And this is sort of it's called the classic version on this one.
Yes.
And I bought a laser etcher so I can etch my own name on there and how it's made, and I etched the patent number and so forth.
And I don't know if they can see on the camera the cool sort of tiger sort of stripes on there if you see in the light. Pretty beautiful.
There you can see the tiger buffing a little bit.
Uh-huh.
And I had to invent a small buffing machine in order to do that.
Incredible. And when did you first realize you were an inventor?
That happened, I've always been an inventive person. I would just at home invent little things all the time, and
do you recall the first thing you invented or the first idea you had?
I don't really. I have just been inventive. Mostly it's about I would come upon a problem and just solve the problem for people, like a plumbing problem or an electrical problem, and I would just come in and look at it and think about it and come up with a way to fix it. So I could just fix anything that you had at home.
And did you have someone in your life who influenced you in that way? Someone who said, "Oh wow, this guy or this lady is always solving problems. Maybe I could do that." Or was this your own thing that came?
I think it just came out of being an artist and just being always drawing something and always creating something in art. Mm-hmm. And so I started out as an artist, taking art at the university for 4 years and dropping out. Mm-hmm.
And what type, like painting? What type of art?
Studio arts. I did everything from painting, sculpture, ceramics, metalworking, woodworking. In fact, I took all of the art courses offered at UNM.
Wow.
And none of the humanities courses. And then when they forced me to take humanities, I said, I'll stop this and just go do art. And I started making jewelry for 5 or 6 years.
Is that right?
And then Star Wars came out.
Okay. And changed many of our lives. How did it affect your life?
I saw lasers on Star Wars, and that turned my whole career around.
Wow.
I went to TVI and looked through their catalog, and they had a laser electro-optics technologies program, and I signed up for that program. And it was the best thing I had ever done. And that got me into sciences.
And that changed your life, it sounds like.
That started my career. And so for the last 35 years, I've done nothing but science and technology.
Wow.
And I don't know how the knives happened. I think I met a knife maker at the coffee shop, and he made some.
Was this at Winnings?
At Winnings Coffee Shop. And I was excited about his knives, and I thought, well, I'll just make a knife. And at the time, my wife was injured from jumping on the dirt jumps, and so I was nursing her back to health, and that's when I started making the little paper models and trying to figure out how to make this knife. And originally, this was all paper and wood.
And how did that idea, like the concept of these 4 points? I mean, did you see it in your sleep? I mean, how did you just conceive of that idea? If you know, I don't. Maybe
I actually don't know. It just sort of happened organically on paper. I would make little drawings on paper and little paper models, and then I realized that if I made 4 linkages, I could make them work this way, and it just sort of evolved and evolved, and just evolved into this. And these originally were all just paper models, but it was all papers and thumbtacks and just cutting out and.
Incredible.
And it just sort of evolved into this, and I just got excited once I held the first one in my hand.
You knew you were onto something.
I was inspired. I was definitely inspired.
And I imagine when you first, so you said you were saw someone at the coffee shop who was a knife maker, and you think immediately, how can I do something different, or you just wanted to make a knife, or you think, how can I do something in a way that hasn't been done?
Both of those. That's exactly what happened. I thought those knives are beautiful, and this guy was a great maker, and so I thought I would like to get into knife making.
Wow.
And so I didn't want to make the same knife that everybody was making.
Sure.
And so I just looked into all the folding knives. I looked at knives for hours and hours on the internet.
And prior to that, did you have a knife collection before that? Did you have,
I did not.
So this is just something, so that day, like seeing Star Wars, like taking this class, meeting this guy with the knives, these were life-shifting
it was
encounters.
Like a little epiphany, yes. Yeah. They were life-shifting encounters.
And do you remember what his knives were like? Or hers? I don't know if it was
his knives were the basic knives, but he had just gotten contracts with some larger companies to produce his knives, and he was just started making a living at it, and a fairly good living. And,
wow.
And I thought that there's a big room for new type of knives.
Yeah.
And so I kind of studied everything.
And that's not an easy thing, because you figure knives have been around for a long time. How do you do something new? How do you make it different? And this is most certainly that.
I can say it probably took me a year of playing around with things to come up with this.
Yeah.
So
can you show us a little bit how they open and close? It's something you have to see a few times, just because it's almost just like soothing just to watch it in action.
Right. Well, they just sort of flip open and flip closed, and you can see the motion as you open it. You just hold the back side and flip it, and it just opens like that. And then when you hold it, you're literally holding it open, and so it almost doesn't need to be locked at all, because just the act of holding it holds it open.
Right.
And if you just let it go, it just closes, and you can see the guard literally pushes your fingers away from the blade, so it can't close on your hand. And that was one thing. My wife said she didn't like folding knives because she could always get her fingers caught in it, possibly when she was closing it. And so I thought, okay, I need some way to make it safe. And so this is sort of a safety knife. When it closes, it pushes your fingers away from the blade. And it doesn't even, it's much safer than a regular knife. It has the durability and strength of a fixed blade, but then it's still self-sheathing like a folding knife.
Right. You don't need a separate case for it or anything.
Right.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's got that. And you can see the 4-bar linkage. It's just this bar, this bar, this bar, and this bar, and just the 4 pivots, and it's just.
And so what's the next step as far as getting them from here so people in the world maybe can have one or buy one?
That's a good question, because these knives are all, I've welded them together, and so these welds are kind of finicky and tricky to do. It's a very small kind of thing to weld. And so I wanted something that was more manufacturable. Yeah. And it's sort of easy to manufacture this in the first place, so I've been working on a way that they can be bolted together, where it can have bolts to hold it together, so I don't have to weld them, but they can actually bolt together. And with the bolting together process, that means I can attach a belt clip onto one side, and that's a very popular item is to have a belt clip on it.
Yeah.
So it slips into your pocket. And so
Yeah.
the new bolting together model will allow me to design a belt clip, and that will make it a little more attractive to manufacturing.
Yeah.
And to the public, because they can slip it on and clip it under their pocket.
Yeah. And so what's the next step is to find some company who says, hey, we want to make
That's
these?
exactly right. I wrote a patent for these. I had to learn how to write patents, first of all. That took me a while. And fortunately, I had a terrific patent guy at the office, and he taught me how to write the claims.
Wow.
And so I wrote the patent, and it was issued in 2018.
Congratulations. That must have felt like a big
God,
accomplishment and load off, because I imagine there must be a thing, what if someone else takes this idea or something?
I was
like
afraid to show it before I had the patent.
Yeah.
And once I got that patent, I was okay, I can show it to everybody.
Yeah.
And as you said, the next step is to find a manufacturer that's already making knives, that has the process down, the blade grinding and the heat treating, because otherwise I have to reinvent all that in my garage, and I'm not prepared for that.
Speaking of your garage, maybe we can see you have quite a workshop that has many things going on. How long has the evolution of your workspaces come about? Like here we have a little tour.
That's my dirt jumper,
which we'll see in a little bit. We'll see this in action.
Yeah, and this is the very crowded workshop with every tool imaginable, woodworking tools, metalworking tools, bicycle working tools. I've kind of got a little bit of everything in there. These are the custom chopper bicycles that I designed and built. They are incredibly fun to ride.
Wow, and you ride this around town?
And these ideas, do you just kind of see something in your mind and think, how can I make it? Or is it about the functionality of how it works differently? Like
I actually owned a Harley chopper for 25 years and drove that around. And so I wanted my bicycles to look like choppers.
Okay. Incredible. And it was impressed. It seems pretty well organized. Seems like when you're looking for something, you're able to find it. Sometimes I know if I have too many things, it's like, well, where is it? And yours was pretty well
the garage
organized.
goes through many iterations of organization. I take everything out, put everything back in, and it takes a while to get it all together.
Yeah. And this one, this bike?
That's my race bike. I do endurance races on that bike.
Wow. And how far would you ride, or have you ridden on
the longest ride on that is about 50 miles in one ride.
Wow.
That's a full day of riding.
Yeah.
And there's my knife making setup, the grinder, the little tiger buffing machine I made.
Incredible. So you didn't have the right tools, so you said, I'll make the tool that'll work.
I had to buy a lot of tools. I had to buy a welder and teach myself how to TIG weld. I had to teach myself how to do everything to make these knives.
And this like from books, YouTube, classes? I guess if you taught yourself, you just watch some videos, or how?
I would look at videos and on the internet and just see what other people were doing, and then I'd look at the equipment and research it and essentially find the least expensive equipment that there was, because I didn't have a big budget at the time.
Yeah.
The small lathe that I bought to make the small parts.
Incredible. And so how does the biking fit in with is it sort of to let off steam, or just you have an equal passion for all these things, or how, to have, to jump dirt bikes? This is something I understand you didn't start this as a kid. You came to this later.
I came to jumping fairly late in life, at 45. And,
and so how, out of curiosity, when you're 45, how do you say, you know what, my life is missing right now some stunt dirt jump
Well,
riding.
I ran into a younger crowd of kids that were doing this called free ride biking.
Okay.
And I thought, wow, that just looks fun. They were jumping off cliffs, and it was sort of in the beginning of big mountain riding with a guy named Josh Bender.
Okay.
And so I met Josh Bender. I went to the Red Bull Rampage a couple times, and I just started learning how to jump my bike off of cliffs and following the kids and trying to keep up with them. And
all right, let's check this out. Listen. And so, okay.
Yeah, this is my backyard, and I dug all those jumps by hand, wore out a couple shovels.
And that's just hardened mud? That's what that is?
It's just hardened dirt and
Hardened dirt.
hand packed with my foot.
Yeah.
with you. Wow. Incredible. And so I imagine the first time you tried it, I'm thinking you maybe don't stick the landing the first time. I don't know. Is there a learning curve
There have
to
been
that?
plenty of crashes, and in my
Yeah.
whole mountain biking career, I've broken 12 bones.
Is that right?
Early on, before I started jumping, I haven't had any major accidents since I've started jumping because I'm not sure why. I think that my skills had matured enough to where
And maybe you're mature enough to know what your levels are to
to know what I'm capable of and don't go beyond that.
Yeah.
And if it's too big for me, I'll take a break and think about it and work my way up to some of the bigger stunts.
And it sounds like all of these things, whether it's building this track, building bikes, building tools, creating knives, all these things take a lot of time. Is that something you've always been able to do, is just sit and focus for a long time on a project? Is that just something from a young age came natural to you?
You know, the creative process, if you're an artist, that's sort of what you like doing. And I'm sure, like with your guitar playing, you just sort of find something you like and you end up focusing on it. And by the time you realize what's going on, it's night already. And you spent the whole afternoon doing it.
Yeah, because it's not like work then, because you're excited about it.
It's not at all like work. I mean, work, you can't wait till the day ends. But when I start working on these knives, time just goes by. I don't really realize how fast it goes by.
Incredible. And have you always been blessed to have things to do that have not felt like work? Have you had chapters in your life where it's like, okay, now I have to do this or I have to do that?
You know, I grew up doing chores on a big garden with my parents. They were big into farming, and so I grew up just doing chores every afternoon when I came home from school. And so I was used to doing work at home and doing homework and stuff. And once I started doing art and stuff like that, I think it was mountain biking that got me into doing something every day after work. Every day after work, I'd go and mountain bike, and that became a big part of my life.
And would you go like to the mountains specifically, or just different places in nature to do that?
Yes, everywhere in the mountains, everywhere around the city, we would just ride everywhere. I had a couple of good friends that were into mountain biking, and they sort of drove the whole process. And it's a very social thing to do. And so every day after work, it's like, let's get on the mountain bike and go ride around town, or ride up to the mountains, or out to the volcanoes.
And have you always been, in addition to being a scientific, creative type, also athletic? Is that something that's always been in your life and interest?
You know, I wouldn't say that I was ever focused on it. It was just sort of a natural thing to do. I always felt I had the energy, and I always had the skill, and my parents would always take pictures of me doing crazy monkey things, hanging from a tree or standing on a wire or balancing this way and that way. And
okay, so you were always kind of testing
testing my physical limits. I was never really into sports, but I always
you're physical.
I always had a physical desire to see if I could climb this tree, or see if I could walk across the fence.
And that was this innate. Did you have a sibling or someone else in your life who's doing that? You said, I want to try that too.
I did not. I think I was a little bit alone in that way. Both of my sisters were ballerinas, and my brother was an older Boy Scout, and so he had his own groups, and I was sort of left to my own devices. And I just fell into being an artist and being creative on my own time. And
I have a sense that you didn't often say the phrase, I'm bored. I don't know, but I can, just when it sounds like you don't seem like someone who, or if you were, who didn't last long, you found something to.
That's a pretty good observation. I can't say that I've ever found myself bored. Anything I look at, I'm curious about it. I just have a curiosity that goes beyond being bored, I guess.
Yeah. And so would you say there, throughout your path, did you have certain influential maybe teachers or inspirations, whether people you knew or just people you heard about or read about, that you thought, oh, that's pretty cool what they're doing? Or was this just all internal?
Actually, once I got into science, I was very inspired by Nikola Tesla.
Okay.
And so I would read about him, and all of the scientists were very inspirational. Einstein, Newton, all those people were a big inspiration. And Stephen Hawking, before he passed, and now Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yes.
I follow everything he says. I just love all of the science that he puts out and how he teaches people. And I've always liked teaching people what I know and what I can do, and I enjoy that as well. I mean,
Yes.
teaching people how to do things is a great joy.
Yes, and I think one of the most important qualities of a good teacher is to be excited about what you're teaching. And it's just a very palpable, clear, your enthusiasm, because we've all been in class where we had a teacher who doesn't seem like they care too much about it. So
Right.
that excitement, I think, is what is contagious.
That's true, and I have had the honor of having some really good teachers that did make me excited about the subject matter. And once I went to TVI and started taking the laser program, I would always sit in the very front row and listen and try to ask as many questions as I could. And I would always help the students, and the students that had problems with the subject matter, I would have classes at my house. We'd have beer and pizza, and I'd invite the whole class over. Wow. And I'd go over the course material
I
with
wish
them.
I was in your class. Wow.
It was a fun time.
I bet.
And so we'd all, get everybody up to speed. And at TVI, the class I was in, the laser electro-optics technologies, had the highest dropout rate of any of their programs. And the class that I was in, we had the least amount of dropouts. I think we had 80% of the people stay with it and graduate.
See, it sounds like through probably a big part of your help is it was like a team thing. It's not like this cutthroat thing where you want to do better than everyone, this competitive thing. It sounded like people were lifting each other up rather than
That's
trying
right.
to cut each
I
other
really
down.
like to bring people along with me and bring them up.
Yeah.
And
Incredible.
really take people along. I don't like to do things by myself.
Yeah.
I think if I'm alone too long, that's when I get bored.
Yes.
And so I have to do something, and I like to have people around and teach
Yes.
them what I'm doing, and
Yeah.
showing people how to make knives. And
Yeah. So, let's just say someone's out there who does make knives, and they say, "Oh, I would like to work with this man." How do they get a hold of you, or what would be the ideal way that someone would communicate with you and work with you to take this and bring it to the world?
They can certainly contact me through my email. It's at afrauenglass@gmail.com.
All right, now that will be there. It is. You can see it on the screen. We'll also have it in the video description. So
That's terrific, and I'd love to show anybody how this works or get them into it. But I do a lot of looking up things on YouTube, and you can literally find how to make anything, how to do anything, how to grind a blade, how to temper a blade, and I really spend a lot of time looking up stuff that I want to try.
Yeah.
And that's like a big learning place is on the internet.
Yes. So, what would be what is your current next step as far as with these knives? Like, what are to get them out there?
So I
on
think
your
the next
plate?
step is to finish making the first few prototypes that are bolt together, and then go on a little tour and visit all of the major knife makers within a 500-mile radius and show them the knife and see if I can get them on board with licensing the patent.
And
get
so,
them
will eventually all of them have this type of bolt? Is that idea, or some would have bolt, some would
all
be
of them will
welded?
have the bolt together technology.
Okay. But so they'll have these same designs and all that, but it'll be with the bolt.
That's right. So I'll be able to show all these designs to anybody that wants to make them, and show them the bolt together version, which is what they would produce. And hopefully get some people excited in it.
I can't imagine. I mean, even someone who's not excited about knives will be excited about this. And I know there are a lot of people who are very excited about knives already, and everyone will want one. I know that for sure.
I hope so. And honestly, everyone that has seen them has loved them, and it's been very inspirational. It's inspirational to come here and show them to you and on your show. I'm really happy about that. And I think at the moment people see them, that things will start happening.
I think so.
The moment I get them out there.
I'm very excited to hear the journey of these incredible invention that you made. Because I mean, one of the things I think is so special is that it's, of course, a very functional thing, and it's a very beautiful thing, but it's a moving thing, and just playing with it, and even just seeing it move is just something. It's like I don't know.
Right. It's sort
does
of
something.
Form meets function, and it's incredibly functional.
Yeah.
I mean, you can carve, you can stab it into things, you can open it up.
Oh yeah.
You
Let's see. Here we go.
And that doesn't even have a lock on it. And you would never do that with your average knife.
No, I would not. I would not try that.
And so
Amazing. That was the first. Incredible. So tell us in these last couple of minutes, What else is on your plate? What else, what's the typical day in the life of Andrew
Well,
Frauenglass?
I can tell you that I have a lot of science things going on in my head, and I would like to do experiments with gravity.
Okay.
And I want to sort of find out about the unified field theory, and so my next goal is to unite the electromagnetic and gravity, and so that's sort of something I'm studying. It's very scientific and
okay.
out
I
of
don't
this
even
world.
quite understand it. Could you explain that in like a moment, like, or is it something I have to kind of see?
Well, right now gravity is not connected to electromagnetism, and so we use electricity and magnets all the time in everything that we do.
Yes.
But we haven't defined how that makes gravity, and that's one of the last things that the scientists have put together is how does gravity work, and Einstein worked on it. Everyone has worked on it.
So this is something you're working on, is to figure out how is gravity.
That's my next big goal is to,
Okay.
and I hope this will all provide the finances for me to do experiments in science.
Yes. Well, incredible. Well, this has been very inspiring and a joy talking to you, and I look forward to having you back on the show again to talk about the further development of these. And I know you've got some exciting things in the cooker with lasers and other such things. So I will look forward to hearing more about it and maybe seeing the next chapter of your backyard as it goes through its next phase of jumping. And any just words of wisdom or thoughts you can take us out with? Not to put you on the
Just keep
spot.
exploring and be curious. Be curious about everything.
I love it. All right, Andrew, thank you so
Thank you,
much for
Seth.
being here. It's a pleasure talking to you, and look forward to next time.
Thank you, Seth.
All the best.
Thanks.
All right, we are here with Jaime Lopez, Loony Loco Lopez. Tell us, how did you start off? How did you come to get this awesome name? Tell us about yourself.
I just made it up. I just said, well, I need something that's gonna show that, you know, I do crazy stuff and all that. And I don't mean crazy like negative stuff, but, you know, just silly, humorous stuff and all that. You know, I first want to let you know, I brought this because that's a symbol of where we first met.
Is that right?
That's from Dr. Blues.
That's from Dr. Blues, like from.
Yeah, when he passed away, they gave me that as a token of. Wow. And that was his. So we met. Our Facebook came up yesterday that we've known each other 10 years.
How about that? What are the chances? I was thinking, like, what are the chances of that? Incredible.
Yeah, that's great how things.
Yeah, and the first, probably before we even had a conversation, we played music together, I think.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Music. Hopefully we can do it again.
Yeah.
But you know, so I wanted to show you. I mean, how crazy I am. Look, I made my own piñata, dude.
Whoa.
I told the guy, make it with a small penis. And I go, well, I guess he made it too large. And I told the guy, oh, what, you want a big, you want a tip or something?
And this is your actual swimsuit.
Yeah, man. And then I made my own first solar sombrero.
Oh, look at that. And it's functional and everything?
Yeah. You put it and you can feel the wind.
So when you're
man.
out there in the sun, it'll cool you down.
And you know what? It covers my shoulders, covers everything. So
Oh my!
I don't get
And I'm
sunburned.
sure it's a great conversation piece. I'm sure.
yeah.
Wow!
Well,
and I
you
noticed
like
this piñata is still in pretty good shape.
Yeah, it hasn't been beaten.
Yes. People probably say it's like a.
It's never been married.
It's never.
So I usually get my little prop when I do stand-up comedy.
Yes.
No, you can't leave home without a condom hat.
Of course.
You know. I was doing acting too. I did some acting. I was in these 2 movies.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow. And what?
So
what,
this is
tell
the
us
Rose
about
of
that a
Sense
bit.
of Place,
Uh-huh.
which is basically a theater in Fort Worth, Texas.
Uh-huh.
It's like a 100-year-old theater, and so I got to play a few parts with that. Here I played a father to the family.
And these were these like at a theater or like are these online someplace in case people want to see you in action?
Yeah, like that one. That was actually came out on PBS.
Okay.
Yeah, it came out on PBS.
Incredible.
Yep, I have a bunch of props. Like we were go to, you know, to a reggae party. We have our reggae, and we're like, you know, you know.
You say, sorry, I didn't bring enough. Sorry, I didn't bring enough for everyone.
Yeah, you know, just a bunch of little stuff. When I went to my ear doctor,
Yeah.
I go, hey, doctor, I can only hear good in one ear. How come? Yeah.
Did you really do that?
Yeah, I did.
And how did he respond?
He
Or
just
she.
laughed. He laughed. I do stuff like that, you know, like they say, have you fallen in the last 30 days? I go, yes. Oh, tell me about it. I go, yeah, I fell in love with my girlfriend. Or in the allergy section, it says allergies, and I put doctor bills. So our gentleman earlier was showing you knives.
Yes.
But I got nunchucks.
Nunchucks.
Yeah.
That's
Be
good if
careful.
you're ever in a dark alley. You need
Right.
to protect yourself
So-
spiritually and physically.
I made myself some masks,
Okay.
Loony Loco Lopez masks. Made myself some underwear.
Look at that. One size
Yeah,
fits
it
all.
says, shake your maracas.
These are just my size too.
Right?
Maybe you let me borrow these for the weekend.
Look, in case you're losing hair, you got quick hair. Ta-da.
You know what you do is show up to like Great Clips or something and just say, I just want
Oh,
a,
yeah.
a little trim, please.
Well, you know what I did, and I'll show you later, is I had some false teeth, some you know, Billy Bob teeth.
Yeah.
So what I did is I went to the dentist with the Billy Bob. I'm like this, and I go, "Hi, doctor," and then they're all like, and the doctor went like his little eyebrows just went like this, like, "Whoa." And then when we went to the back, I took him off. I said, I was just joking. He goes, "Oh my God."
I thought we were gonna have a long
I
appointment
thought I was
today.
gonna have a long. So I do stuff like that.
And so was this from childhood? Were you a silly kid, or were you
I've
kind of
always
like
been
a very?
like that. I've always been, you know, I like to make people laugh.
Yeah.
You know, I like to make people smile, you know, and it just stayed with me, you know. So I just, you know, like this for Christmas,
Yeah.
I won ugliest sweater contest many times with this.
Wow. and this is your own creation?
Yeah.
Okay. People are gonna want to know if they say, "Do you have this in my size?" I like to.
And there's a bunch of other costumes that I wear, just different.
And how do you decide which when they
It
get to come
depends
out
on
and
the
play?
event,
Yeah,
whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and wear it. Sometimes I feel really super, and I'll wear this one,
Yes.
you know. And these are my nighttime pajamas.
Okay.
Dun-dun.
And this, I imagine your special lady gets a say so sometimes, which one you're gonna wear.
Yeah, yep, exactly. And this is Loteria.
Oh, right on. Has anyone ever actually played a game on you?
No, that's funny. But I actually made my own Loteria game.
Okay.
I didn't bring it.
Okay.
But I call it eloteria. Elote means corn.
Okay.
So the pieces are little pieces of corn.
Ah.
So what I did is I you know, basically put my face in different costumes, kind of like this, you know.
Uh-huh. And those are the different pieces, or
Yeah, there's a different pieces.
oh, formal wear?
Formal wear.
Yes.
Yeah, see that?
I like that.
I wore this. I went to get a colonoscopy, and I wore this because I was saying, "Hey, in case I die, I'm already dressed, man. Just put me in a box like that."
Wow.
This for Cinco de Mayo.
All right, huh?
Yeah, and you can't forget the Batman.
And where have you accumulated all of these in different places over the years? Or
Over
is
the
it-
years, and you know what? I had even more than that. I had all kinds of stuff, and I donated to the UNM theater.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, so they could, for the film and theater department there,
Yeah.
because I had just like, I wasn't using them. But I did make a music video using a
Oh
lot
yeah.
of them.
Okay.
Yeah, I brought it here.
All
so
right.
if you wanna,
Well, let's have a look. I'd love
you
to
guys
see
want to
it.
check it out? It's only
Yeah.
like a minute.
Okay. All right. Well, let's have a look.
Loco Lopez.
Loony Loco Lopez, él se llama Loony Loco Lopez, oh. Loony Loco Lopez, él se llama Loony Loco Lopez, oh. Loony Loco Lopez, él se llama Loony Loco Lopez, oh. Loony Loco Lopez, él se llama Loony Loco Lopez, oh. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Now listen up, girl. You know you give the best gum job all around. Yeah, like that, uh-huh. Now listen, that Mr. Loony Loco Lope, he's behind 3 tricks. So after this concert, I want you to give me my money. Cause I'm all about the money, honey. You know what I'm talking about? All right, you do it.
Okay, I don't know where Loony Loco Lopez went, but Carlos, good thanks you that you could fill in for my friend.
Yes, I want to just say thank you for having us here.
It's an honor. It's
we're
a
going
true
to-
honor. I've been a fan for many years.
Thank you. But I have to go. World tour, man. World tour.
I'm so glad you're still out there sharing your gift.
Thank you. Thank you, my
Incredible.
brother.
Beautiful. Peace to you, my
Peace to
friend.
you.
Thank you for all you do and the joy you spread.
Hasta luego.
Hasta luego. Wow. On this show, you just never know what's going to happen. Here we have one of the greatest entertainers with Jaime Lopez, and we got a special guest appearance by Carlos Santana, which when I first started the show, I used to say, why doesn't Carlos Santana ever come to visit the show? And today, I guess my prayers have been answered. I think Jaime went to go maybe put some money in the parking meter or something. He said, oh, well, who's going to fill in while he's gone? And Carlos says, well, my next gig is not for another little while. Hello, sir. Can I help you? We're just
I was the old lady.
we're just doing a program here. So folks, I hope yes, ma'am, sir, ma'am, I don't want to improperly.
I was the old lady in the video. Just want to let you know.
Wow, so that was you. So, how did you get to be in the video?
I used to be a groupie.
Oh, you were a groupie. Oh, I can see that. I can understand why. Wow.
But I gotta go poop.
Okay. Well, good luck with that. I know these things. It reminds me of this guy who's having a challenge with the old poo. He said, "I have this thing, but I go every day, 7 o'clock, on the button." His friend says, "Well, what's so bad about that?" He says, "I don't wake up till 7:30." Well, we've had a lot of variety of guests. Carlos Santana and that very beautiful groupie Well, I'm sure maybe we'll have her on the story to tell some of her journey. Oh, hello. Oh, so hello, sir.
What?
What's your name?
I don't know.
Names are overrated. It's okay.
Well, let me tell you, I can't get this off.
You need some help? You got it? I could help
Is
you.
it going here?
Can. It might be hard to get it out though.
Oh, well, I used to put stuff in my ear a lot of times when I was a baby.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Wait, that's you the whole time?
did you guess?
Oh man. Make sure this thing so we can hear what you're saying. Okay, it's like this. So make sure the microphone's on the outside there. There we go.
All right.
So this lady came. Did you know how was that your? So that was Carlos's groupie, or? who was-
Yeah, that's is back in the days.
How do you meet all these people?
As you can tell, I like to dress up a lot.
Yeah. And do you do this at home too? Is this something you did like with family?
I like to do just weird stuff. I don't know why, man. I just do weird stuff, you know. But, now, we covered that. We covered that.
How about tell us just a
acting.
little
We
bit? How about
covered
Can we hear a
the
little bit
comedy.
about your story, where you came from, a little bit about your journey, which have led to all these things.
I grew up in El Paso, and I'm the youngest of 4 brothers.
Okay.
Okay. And then
Were they entertaining?
we're all funny.
Yeah.
And then my kids we're a riot, man.
Yeah.
When we get together, it's a riot, man.
Yeah.
So, because I taught my kids, you got to have humor through everything,
Yeah.
even the bad, So, I raised 4 boys. And at one time, I was dating a girl in Dallas who had 3 kids. So when I met her, she had an 8-year-old boy, was a 10-year-old, it was an 8-year-old boy, a 10-year-old girl, and a 12-year-old boy with Down syndrome. So for about 10 years, I was a father of 7.
Wow, it was like the Brady Bunch kind of.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Any words of wisdom? I'm a father of only one 4-year-old. Any tips or things that helped you through?
Love.
Yeah.
Lots of love.
Yeah.
Lots of love, when my kids would do something wrong, I would just sit down and talk to them like, why'd you do that? And, and just let them feel that I was disappointed, and that was enough.
Yeah.
I didn't really have to use corporal punishment or anything like that.
Yeah.
So because I grew up, and I think maybe that's where my comedy comes from, because I grew up pretty much neglected by my parents who had their own drama and their own thing. And so I think I sought out the attention, through comedy, and then I got involved in music. So I've been playing drums and percussion for 45 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So that comedy really let me be more focused and not have a pity party, and just realize, what, if I didn't get it, and that's going back to the kids. So if I didn't get love, I want to make sure, even to this day, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you.
Yeah.
Beautiful. That's the best advice on that.
Yeah.
It's just also my day job. I'm a nurse. I've been a nurse for 35 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
How did that come about? Was that something that you, always wanted to do? Or?
No, what happened was basically when I was going to church, I wanted to be a missionary. Okay, I wanted to be a missionary, and I thought if I become a doctor or a nurse, then I'll be able to go into other countries and whatnot. And so I just decided, well, I'll be a nurse, So I became a nurse, and then I never became a missionary.
Okay. Well, you serve in all kinds of other ways.
I have helped thousands of people in my career, thousands, and I worked in El Paso, in Las Vegas. I lived in Dallas-Fort Worth area, here.
And what brought you to Albuquerque?
I had some cousins that lived here, and they always were telling me, hey, you should come over here and stuff. And I liked it and stuff, so I said, oh, I think I'll stay.
Yeah, and being a nurse, it's needed everywhere.
Yeah, that's the good thing about in nursing is, you can get a job anywhere, and you know you can change because I used to do home health, and then in home health, you know, you get to see how people live, and wow, it just the sights and smells
Yes.
and everything. It's like I need combat pay, man.
Yes, yes. I'm sure you got I'm sure your comedy and these skills come in, not that you make light of it, but to keep lighten up the mood and to, you know.
You can't let other people's misfortunes get to you. I mean, you have to have compassion.
Yes.
But you also have to be able to say, okay, I'm not going to let this, you know, be something that's going to ruin my day because.
Yeah. I mean, with the stuff you said, you'd be in a constant state of, oh my God. I mean, then what good are you if you're so beaten down by what you've seen?
I can't help anybody.
And so, is that something? Was that part of the training to become a nurse, or that's something you learned on your own to kind of set these barriers?
No, because other people, they, I had some, because I used to be a supervisor, I had some nurses who would come in and they would be like, oh, that poor guy, and they would go home terrible. They couldn't do their job because they just felt sorry for that person way too much.
Yeah.
And I said, you can't be giving people food and all of this stuff because you're not going to have any yourself.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, some people, you know, they have put themselves in that position, and they have to learn how to get themselves out. You know.
Yeah.
And we do everything, you know, to be able to help people and stuff like that. But you know, it is what it is.
Yeah. And how do you balance all these things? I imagine just being a nurse alone is all-consuming, and then all these characters and acting, music, family.
I learned to I don't know how I do it. I guess I thrive on that.
Just flow with it.
I thrive on that, you know.
Yeah.
Because like 2 weeks ago, I worked 9 days straight. And in that same week, I went and practiced with 3 different bands. I'll tell you, I was tired.
So I'm guessing it's a combination of it's exhausting, but it fuels you to it. It energizes
Of course,
you.
because I've learned, you know, being creative is one of the things that has helped me through a lot of crises and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, I wanted to share something with you.
Yes.
It's like a poem kind of, or I guess maybe it's a life mission statement that I wrote.
Yes, please.
Okay, so it says, love yourself. Realize you are mind, body, spirit, and soul, pure love. Know who you are, love the good and bad parts, love you without judgment. Do not hate yourself. Take care of yourself, respect yourself, parent yourself. People will only abuse you as much as you abuse yourself. Constantly strive to be a more positive, spiritual, compassionate, caring, forgiving, kind, honest, patient, drama-free, emotionally stable person. Second, love your family and friends. We are here to connect with other souls, to touch their hearts, and to make a positive influence. Try to love your dysfunctional family member. Choose positive friends. When we connect in a positive way with them, we feel God's presence. We are all God's family. True friends are a blessing. They sometimes become more closer than a family. Love is life. Accept all the things life brings you, yes, even the bad. Change what you can, the rest learn from it. You don't have to agree with it, but you must accept it or be miserable. There is a lesson in everything that happens, everything. Stop being a victim, be a life student. You only live once, have fun, live it up, be wise, positive, and responsible. Your life has a purpose and a mission, find it. When you do, be passionate, not obsessive about it. Don't live in the past, memories and fantasy. Don't live in the future, worry and fantasy. Live in the now, learn the power of living in the present moment. And lastly, love your enemies. Your enemy is anyone who hurts you sexually, physically, emotionally, mentally, or spiritually. This enemy can be you. Whoever abuses you is your enemy. Turn your enemy into a friend by loving and forgiving them. but be wise. Some people you love from a distance. Let go of hate, malice, contempt, bitterness, grudges, and all negative emotions towards another human being, for they too are a child of God. We are all God's children, everyone on this planet Earth. We are one. Peace, love, and harmony. Harmony. Jaime Lopez, 2005.
2005, and was the first off, thank you for sharing that. That touched my heart. I'm thinking about so many things as you're saying that.
Well, I love you, brother.
I love you too. I love you too. I feel it. Did you write that? And was this one sitting, just one flow, or was this something you worked on over time?
I woke up one day and I just started writing. In the morning, I just started writing.
Like it wasn't even like you were like, I'm gonna write some powerful piece today. You just woke
something that I can believe in and that I can strive to do.
And you shared this with your kids and family.
Share it with everybody. And thank you for letting me share it.
Thank you for blessing us all with that, because those are powerful words. That's something that it's not something to hear just one time. This is something that I think needs to be heard every so often. We need a refresher. Of these things. And so. Before we're gonna take us out with a little musical number, but before we do that, anyone you want to just give any sort of shout out or any for being an influence to you or shaping?
No,
you,
I mean everybody I meet is great. I mean I love it here. I mean I love you, everybody.
Well, we love you too. You are a blessing to anyone. I know anyone who crosses your path has a better day after they are with you.
I tried, man.
So
I really do.
Bless you, all the people you work with, your family.
You too, man. And you're a very positive person too, man.
Thank you. All right, should we play a little music?
Yeah. Let's play some music.
All right, let's.
One, two, three, four.
Loony Loco Lopez.